Alright, what's going on, y'all? This is, I guess, Devlog one or whatever, My R.O.C, the application, the basketball application that will be going along with the My R.O.C game, or my recreational outdoor court game. So I just wanted to go ahead and show a couple of like the actual files and what's all included to show like just the progress of how it's going right now. So I had the first file for player properties, which includes like just all the things that your player or a player will be able to have or will be assigned with. So right here you see I got, a list of first name, list of last name, age, heights, ratings, position builds, morals, and all this, other good stuff. But basically this is just what each player is going to be able to have, and these are just different things like in them that they could choose from, and that will be assigned whenever it's randomly put in there. So this was the first file that I started off with, and my second file would probably have been my actual data. Well, let me go to my database connector. So I'm using SQLite 3 to be able to run my database um in the background of my file, so it could be able to store all the actual player information, and keep track of what all the teams are in different tables that you put your information in. So this right here is just a simple function to reset it whenever I want to delete all the things that I put in there, and I will actually be showing the players, the random generated players, be inserted automatically into the database. But this is my actual file to create my databases. Now, I have a couple different classes right here, and I will not get into too much detail about them. But basically, I have a player hub on my team, and I have all my AI teams that my team will be able to go against. And all those have these, I guess you can say, columns or field names, um, with different things that you can input information in from your player properties. So this it has this in basically all of them, but I'm not going to explain exactly what all of them do, because that will be, I guess, for later. But here's the uh this will be running the code or running the functions that I have over there. And as of right now, I only have these two running because I have not currently made my team to be able to select it. But the way I'm gonna do it is gonna be interesting. So keep I'm gonna update y'all later. But right here is the root or the main base of everything that's going on. So this is going to be executed for everything that was just talked about. So this is my player creator. My player creator is literally just a class full of different classes and information that the computer randomly generates based upon the player properties that I have, and it will put it into values or variables that will then be used to insert into our database. So as you can see, we have first name, and really just everything the player properties has just being able to be picked randomly, and based upon all the information that is collected from the first couple if statements, it will be able to come down here and give you your different builds. So I'm not going to just be I'm not gonna show exactly how, what everything means, because it is a lot and it can get very extensive. But basically, depending on your height, your weight, and your position, you are going to be a specific build. And that's kind of universal. Everybody understands that, because that's just how that works, I guess you could say. But you have your point guard builds, and as of right now, I only have two for each category. And I have a couple other ones I have in mind. I just don't know how I'm going to implement them. And to be honest, it's not really a priority right now. But you have all your bills, and these are just, the bills and the different things that they have, with your attributes and different things like that. And you have your if statements for defining potential, and then I have a print statement just so I can be able to see exactly what all is being printed out by or printed all the values that are going to be put in for these variables that are put in, and the values will be put into the actual database whenever I show y'all me actually running. But this is literally the root of how to be able to get it to where it needs to be. So this is the inserter, and this is just my player hub inserter, because I also have the AI team inserters, and the AI team inserters were a little bit harder than my player inserters, simply because these are actual teams, and I have to make sure they have the correct information depending on the star rating. So yeah, that's just the basics of it. It's gonna be really cool whenever I finish it. But I have 10 different teams. I have and this has something to do with the actual creation of it. It's just a function running different parameters that you have to put in based upon whatever you insert from in here. But I'm gonna go ahead and run it. So what I'm going to do first is I'm gonna show you how it's ran or whatever, and what it looks like in my actual SQLite database. So I'm going to run my player hub table creator. This will create my player hub with all the list of 250 players that I want to have and be able to choose from. And this is my AI teams table creator, and this will create all of my tables for my AI teams. So I'm gonna go ahead and run that, and it was executed. And I'm also going to let me go ahead and show you that it did execute. Now this is SQLite DB browser for SQLite. It's just a visual user interface, I guess you could say, to be able to go along with your SQLite database. And here's my different teams. So I didn't have any of these before, but after it just executed, it created all these teams. And also, I was supposed to delete my player hub, but I guess I forgot to delete it. But it's in here now, so that would be fine. And we need to go to my player creator. Now, the player creator, like I said, these are the functions that will be ran. These are going to insert the specific information that I want into each database, depending on the values that are created from the user generated the generated players from the player properties. Let me say it. So let's go ahead and run this as well. And as you're going to see a whole bunch of information, so just don't get overwhelmed by it. But so what it's doing right now is it's literally going through as fast as it can to be able to input this information into the database, and with the different things that I have listed for it to be. So I have 5 star, 4 star, 3 star, 2 star, 1 star, and a bunch of other information. I'll get into that maybe later. But let's just go ahead and go to the database and show you that all of my players that were just printed out right here are now inside of my database. So this will be able to save my information, and I can use the information in here to be able to use in game whenever I'm actually working on it later. And as you can see, each team has 3 different players. Now I might change it later, but that's just how it is right now. And they have their all different, stats and all that good stuff. So each team has it. Just scroll through a couple of them. But yeah, so that's really for the most part everything that I've gotten finished with it. But I am going to go ahead and just show the test sim game. And it's not an actual test sim game as of right now. It's only one test function, because there's going to be a list of different functions that can happen throughout the game. So I'll explain that later into another video, because this one's kind of getting long, and it's kind of a lot of stuff here. But ultimately, I'm just going to show you how it works. So I am collecting all my information from my database, and I'm gonna show you the 2 databases. I have an AI team database right here, and I also have a test user team database. So for example, this would be my team database, and this right here would be the AI team database. So what it's doing is it's assigning a variable with different values from the database. So if I printed it, you will be able to see, and I'm going to show you that right now. But let me do this real quick. Okay, so if I print it, do this real quick. Okay, so if I printed it, it would actually, I think I have to also do that too. Let me try this. Give me 1 second. Okay. Okay, so whenever I print it, it will give me the information in my database for my 3 players. And this is just a short version, I guess you could say. But it actually printed both of them. This is my AI team at the bottom. This is my team at the top. So this is what my point guard, my shooting guard, my small forward, my center, and this point guard, small forward, center. So it's I collected from the database. I used the function or whatever to be able the method to be able to assign the information that I collected from my database to a variable, and then with that variable I insert with that variable I insert the information that I got from my database into the function right here. So this is just show stats, and I will this is showing the stats, I guess you could say. It's going to look a little bit different than this because this is still in a list and in in quotation, not quotation, but parentheses. Let me say it. It's in a tuple. So I am going to show just what it looks like whenever I actually do it. So for example, if your player were to, let's say, somebody shot the ball and then you want to determine which team got the rebound. So if you rebound the ball back or the other team rebound the ball, I'm going to show you how I did that. And this right here is just a rebound. So basically it randomly does based upon the I guess you could say right now his defense is going to be different later, but it's set at a variable, or it's set at a value, I guess you could say, and it picks a random number between that value. And if that number is bigger than the other team's number, that determines on who gets the rebound. So it shows how you going to have a good amount of a specific stat to be able to make stuff and to be able to get stuff over the other team in this situation. So I'm gonna do it 25 times. So let's just say 25 rebounds in the game. There was 25 rebounds in the game. So let's just go ahead and print it. And so it went through 25 times and it's giving me the percentage of my team and then the AI team. So my team on the first rebound, we didn't get it. They got it because they have a higher rebound percentage. But on the second one, we got it. So it goes from 15 to 10. So my team got 15 rebounds, the other team got 10. And although they are the same percentage, it is based upon randomly, because you really don't know who's going to get it since they're both the same percentages, I guess you could say. So that's just how I found best to do it. Now I might change it later, but that's just what I want to show of how much I've already done with it. And I'm really satisfied. The hardest part really was getting it to where I could be able to put all this random information into the database and have it to where like it's random, but it's not random. Let me say that. So it's structured. So each player has its information the correct way, and it has the stuff that it needs depending on the position and the height and weight. But it also just does randomly with the other stats. Let me just say that. So I know that was just it was a little rough explanation for it, but that's just the simplest way I can put it because this did take me about 4 or 5 days just to be able to get this to where it will where it worked correctly. So yeah, but that's that's just how much I've gotten done now. I will be filling y'all in for the next time. I'll be posting another update whenever I get the actual, test sim game, and I'm gonna probably do like a whole game. I'm gonna try to get a whole game and just show y'all the printed statements and stuff. And after that, I'll work on, maybe a user interface to be able to actually play and control some of the stuff. But anyways, I hope y'all liked the video. Um, like I said, I'll be getting back to y'all. And yeah, subscribe if you want to see more.